Hi there, it's Susan Granfield. Welcome back to more Brain Insights. What I'd like to share with you is one of the most amazing things about the brain, which is the fact that the brain is where the sciences of biology and psychology kind of collide. And what I've been discovering is that to look at our behaviour and other people's behaviour through just one of those lenses means we're really only getting part of the story. To really get a full understanding of why we and other people behave the way they do, we really need to use both lenses. So we need to use the science of biology and psychology and look at what both of them combined are telling us. And when you start to understand the science of the brain, you realise that actually that's what it gives us, an ability to understand the genetics, the chemical reactions, the physiology of our behaviour, and combined with the, I guess, more flexible, sometimes unpredictable, sometimes the anomalies in people's behaviour, which is biology and psychology coming together. So what I'd like to do is just encourage you to explore how you can understand your behaviour through this kind of vicious circle that we sometimes get into, which is where psychology and biology combine. So take, for example, you could be sitting in your office at work. You could be sitting in a meeting, maybe even sitting with friends in a social situation, and you might suddenly just become aware that, oh, something's just changed. You maybe get a slight shiver, maybe get some goose pimples on your skin, maybe notice a bit of tension in your neck, maybe your jaw. Now, all of that's happening at an unconscious level. That's the kind of the biology part of it. It's happening at an unconscious level, but we at a conscious level notice those things. What happens is the thinking part of the brain then kicks in. And what we're really looking to do is to understand, what do those physiological changes actually mean? So your thinking brain might start asking questions like, oh, what just changed there? God, suddenly got a bit colder, hasn't it? Or perhaps your thinking brain might start saying, hang on a minute, something's just changed. Is there some tension in the room here? I think there's going to be an argument. And we start attributing meaning and we start judging what those feelings are all about. And then what happens is, the more that we try and understand what the feelings are, the more we intensify them, they strengthen, so that shivering feeling, that tension, whatever it might be, actually starts to feel stronger. The more we focus on it, the more we think about it. And what happens is we get into this sort of vicious cycle where feelings create thoughts and thoughts intensify the feelings, which creates more feelings, which creates more thought. And we go through this vicious circle where actually those physiological changes that happened at the unconscious level suddenly become very, very conscious. And we attach meaning and emotions to them. And we start to then say, do I like this? Do I not like it? Is it comfortable? Is it uncomfortable? Pleasant? Unpleasant? And we get into this kind of vicious circle. And actually what we can learn, what we can understand from the science of the brain is that sometimes we create the situation, and we certainly can add to it, positively and negatively, purely based on how we think about it. Because sometimes those physiological reactions there's no judgment to be made about them, it's just our reaction to something that's changed in the environment. But we can actually create a more intense feeling of those physiological changes by how we think about it. So what does all of that mean? Well, what it means is, if you're in a situation where you're feeling intense feelings, or you're feeling something and you just don't understand where it's coming from, the more you think about it, the more you're going to experience that feeling, whether it's good or bad. And perhaps the more we're going to overanalyze and overthink where that feeling might come from. So if you're in a situation where you're feeling intense feelings and you're not sure where they're coming from, again, positive or negative, what can you do? Well, you can invest a little bit of time and effort in trying to separate your thoughts from those physiological feelings. So separate the biology and the psychology. So become more of an observer of your thoughts, and to notice the thoughts as they arise, and to let them just float on past, let them just move on. Because what you will notice when you do that is the feelings start to disappear. So if you sit there right now and think, I'm feeling hot, wow, I'm feeling really hot, my goodness, my face is getting really flushed, wow, I'm feeling really warm. The more you do that, the more you're going to feel warm. So if you stop thinking about feeling warm, then your temperature is going to, your experience of the temperature is going to regulate again. So that can really help in situations where you're particularly uncomfortable situations, which are usually the ones that we're overthinking. Distance yourself from your thoughts. Just notice that you actually might be contributing to your experience through your thoughts. So allow your thoughts just to move on and pass by, and notice how your feelings shift as well. So give it a go, see how that works for you, because the more you do that, the more you do this thing that I've talked a few times about now, which is rewire your brain. You start to either break down connections or create new connections where actually you don't get caught up in that vicious circle of feelings and thoughts and emotions and feelings and thoughts and emotions. You can actually start to separate them, which means you can be more in control of your experience. So I hope you find that useful. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and if you'd like to chat through this in any more detail, just get in touch with me. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye for now.